Meanwhile, more and more homebound passengers miss their flights yet again as local governments imposed stricter requirements. To give us the details, we have One News correspondent Shyla Francisco reporting to us live from NAIA Terminal 2. Shyla, what additional requirements are we talking about here, and have we heard these before?
Some local governments have tightened the entry of individuals in their provinces, aside from requiring notices of acceptance in the country of destination. Some passengers are required to undergo swab tests just days before the flight.
Roy Tan was supposed to fly to Zamboanga at 1:30 on Monday afternoon. Despite having a travel pass and a medical certificate, he still was not able to board his flight. He found out late that a letter of acceptance from the local government of Zamboanga is needed.
Hindi kami sinabihan beforehand eh. Sobrang hassle eh. Yeah, rebook for the next coming flight.
Davao-bound passengers, meanwhile, are required to present a negative RT-PCR test result issued 48 hours before the flight. But with the memo issued just 3 days before their flight, passengers like Charles had a hard time looking for a hospital that can yield results before their flight. His results came a minute after their supposed departure.
It's very short notice, ma'am. Lalo na itong mga estudyante, ma'am. Sobrang saan sila maghahanap ng... Ikaw, ma'am, kung tatanungin kita ngayon, ma'am, anong testing center facility with a very short notice can give a result within 72 hours here in Manila now for the swab test?
In a statement, Philippine Airlines says LGUs adjust restrictions in line with health concerns, and their role is to disseminate the rules accordingly. Mayor Sara Duterte, for her part, says they won't demand a requirement which they think is impossible to comply with.
Sean, just an update, the Davao LGU will write a letter to the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines to extend the validity of the RT-PCR test that they will be accepting. So instead of just 48 hours before the departure date, passengers can submit RT-PCR tests taken 72 hours before the departure date. Now, some affected passengers are now rebooking flights, but in the future, they are appealing to local governments and even airlines to coordinate with them properly and to give them ample time to process the needed requirements. Sean?
Right, so what happens to these individuals? They are, I guess, are still considered locally stranded individuals. Shyla, will the government be shouldering their food or their accommodations while they wait for a new flight? Or will the government be shouldering their testing costs as well?
Sean, based on our discussion with the passengers, they will be the ones to shoulder their own the cost of their own swab test. As far as rebooking flights are concerned, we're not yet sure whether the airlines affected will shoulder the rebooking fee. Sean?
All right, thank you for that update. Shyla Francisco joining us live from NAIA 2 today.